Okay, my name is Shannon Shopmeyer, and I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I just recently finished my studies, 4-year program in acupuncture. I'm 52 now. I started at 48 to change my career. I was in business before. I had set up my whole life in a way that worked for me, but it was very stressful in corporate business for me, and I wanted something that was more purposeful. But I got in there and I found that I was having a great difficulty with memory. I was having panic attacks in school with the teachers. They would be talking and I was trying to find it in my notes and I didn't know how to organize, and my notes were unreadable. And I know they're unreadable. I know that. And so to be able to, and to know that I'm like at the pace that they were hammering this subject matter, I was panicking all the time because I know I need to absorb it. I need to associate what I know already with it so that it sinks into my long-term memory. And then it's a steel trap. It's there. It's good. But if it's not there and I see the pace that it's coming and I'm like, oh my goodness, and the changes and the stress of changing my whole career at this late stage in the game, it was overwhelming for my nervous system. And I found I was getting behind, and I started having night terrors and panic attacks. Having such a hard time going, I went to the school, and the school had a program, students with special disabilities. And it's just different learning styles and different learning frequencies and things like that. And they offered me this program called Inspiration. And I'm like, oh, anything, oh, because I think in a mind map. That's how I see the world. I see the world in patterns, and I connect things. I was asking questions in class and people are like, how did you even know to ask that? And I'm like, well, it all fits together, and that's how I think. I don't think left to right. Please do not just tell me we're starting here. Give me the big picture first. Mm-hmm. And then I will categorize it and compartmentalize so that I can absorb it. And at the pace it was going, it was brutal. As soon as Inspiration came in, I was like, what is this? Because in Chinese medicine, we have to put symptomology and pathogenesis. It's a puzzle. It's a big puzzle. And that's how I see the world. So it was a perfect fit for me, but I couldn't take notes the way that they were teaching it. And I was feeling left behind. My grades were lower than they ever were in my life. I'm a smart cookie, but I couldn't absorb the way they were teaching it. But then when I got Inspiration on my laptop, I could take notes in real time in mind maps that were fast. And like I've tried so many mind map programs looking for something that would actually work in real time, that you didn't have to make this giant, I don't know. Anyways, the big flashy balls with colors and quick, easy lines. I was taking notes like a dynamo and printing out charts that I could look at later, and it all made sense, and I could remember what the instructor was saying all of a sudden, and then I could put colors to it. I was able to do hundreds of these, and when I say hundreds, I mean hundreds. I don't know if you can see that. This is a pathogenesis chart of the origin of, what are we doing? Etiology and pathogenesis of whiplash associated disorder in TCM. So to try and take Chinese and English and Western medicine and be able to cite your citations quickly, to be able to put it in colors so people can see the direction and how a disease is formed. Really, this talks about all the body systems and how they all get affected. And so when you're dealing with all of that information, if I can't put it in something concise, I'm in trouble. And quick and easy charts like this, people were like, can I borrow your chart? Can I have a chart? And I'd share my little compositions with them, and it helped them, as well, because it was a quick graphic that, for presentation ability. And as an adult, like, that is key. Communication is key for me. And I've had to learn so many different ways to communicate to be able to get whatever's happening in my mind simplified enough to be able to give somebody an accurate, simple view, because people can't remember more than 3 or 4 things at one time, and they need something that pops. So that's the sort of thing that inspiration does, is that it's a very quick thing. And it's something that I want to use in my practice with patients. So I can go, you see, you got in the car accident and this is what happened to you. And they go, oh, and I don't have to give them all the Chinese pinyin and all that other stuff. I mean, I have all that, but they don't want that. They want to know, where am I? How did it happen? And then I can explain, well, this is what's happened to you. Now we can reverse engineer your treatment, go from where you are, tackle this part, and move it back to pre-accident state, you know? And so it's actually very fascinating. And like it allows me to compartmentalize Chinese medicine in a way that I can understand it, but also I can communicate it easily to a patient.